Everyone to the 2012 Wreaths Across America event here at the Fishkill Supply Depot site. Before we begin, before we do anything, I'd like to just take a few moments of silence for the families in Connecticut who are grieving as a byproduct of yesterday's just terrible incident. So please just bow your heads for a few moments. Thank you. The importance and the significance of what we're doing today was underscored for me on Wednesday morning as I drove to work and crossed the Newburgh Beacon Bridge. As I was approaching the bridge, I noticed a long, very long convoy of tractor trailers that were being escorted by state troopers from the state of Maine. And for those of you who know me personally, I'm a law enforcement officer, and as soon as I saw the state troopers from Maine, I said, what the hell are these guys doing in New York? And then as I approached the convoy closer, I saw that the tractor trailers were carrying the wreaths for Wreaths Across America for all the events in the Northeast. And I was struck at how our little event here is part of a nationwide event that's taking place all at the same time, noon today, at the final resting places of the veterans of all our wars. And this is the second year that we participated in this event. It's the 20-year anniversary of the Wreaths Across America. It began in 1992 with a simple laying of some excess holiday wreaths at Arlington Cemetery, and has since graduated into a full-flown nationwide event, over 550 sites, all simultaneously laying wreaths in honor of our veterans. And it's our second year. We're absolutely thrilled to participate this year. And we appreciate all the contributions and all the wreaths that were purchased to help us honor the soldiers that served here at the Fishkill Supply Depot during the American Revolution. So what we're going to do today is at noon, as I said, with all the other sites across America, is when we're going to lay our wreaths. And we're going to do that about three-tenths of a mile down the street at the actual Continental Army burial ground. And for those of you who don't know about the burial ground, here during the Revolution, this entire flat land was a military base. It was a logistics and supply base that was ordered, that was commanded into existence by General Washington. And from 1776 to 1783, it was one of the very few static military bases that was active and in existence. And because of the disease, because of the war wounded that were brought here to Fishkill, for a variety of reasons, a number of the soldiers died. And many of them were placed in a burial ground down the street that remains today in private hands. And so our group, the Friends of the Fishkill Supply Depot, in concert with partners like the Historical Society here at Fishkill and other groups like Trust for Public Land, are in a full court press to save that parcel and take it out of play. And when we save that parcel that has the 300 or so bodies, we're going to use that momentum to try to gain other parcels and string them together and make this a wonderful either national monument or state park or something that's preserved. So right now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Steve Lynch with the Historical Society, who has a couple remarks.
Welcome. Fishkill Historical Society was founded 50 years ago to preserve the Van Wyck homestead, which was going to be torn down for a cloverleaf exit ramp off 84. For those who don't know, this monument is actually down at the burial site. It used to be Route 9 was a one-lane road. It was about 30-40 feet off the road. When they built Dutch Small, they widened it. When you get down there, you'll see it's about 4 lanes wide with the third lanes, so it's 8 lanes wide. The monument was only about 10 feet off the road. Nobody could stop to read it. There were 2 car accidents. One had hit it, one went about 50 feet past it. When the car hit it, the driver probably would have been killed. Back in the 70s, they weren't wearing seatbelts. So proper transportation, Fishkill decided to move it here so people could see it and read it. This is a monument dedicated in 1897 by the daughters of the American Revolution. You see there's 13 stars for the 13 colonies. 1776 to 1783. In grateful remembrance of the brave men who gave their lives for their country during the American Revolution, and whose remains repose in the eternal field. These stones dedicated by post-American Revolution, October 14th, 1897. As I said, this was actually down the cemetery. 1897, they knew exactly where the soldiers were buried. And said they found 300 graveside graves. They were doing some ground-penetrating radar in 2007. It's estimated that there's 700 to 1,000 soldiers buried here. The first of which were about 110 soldiers killed in the Battle of White Plains. Okay, and today we're going to go down there and lay some wreaths for those that we know. Lance's group has identified 27 soldiers who we know are buried there. So we're going to honor them plus the others.
So behind you on the picnic tables are wreaths corresponding to it's 25 now, 25 soldiers that we've identified through our efforts who are buried somewhere in the burial ground that we're going to walk to. And you ask, how do we know that? Well, our group, in concert with volunteers and other folks who are interested in the cause, have essentially undertaken a brute force effort to look through the old muster rolls and the old documents left over from the Revolution to first establish which units came to Fishkill, and then for those units that were in Fishkill, which of the soldiers are listed on, let's say, the daily muster rolls as having passed away or died. And that effort has produced 25 names. Some of the family members of those 28. We're up to 28 already. Yeah, and the thing is it fluctuates because, you know, you have primary source information that sometimes is contradicted by other information. So we have a working list of, I guess, 28 soldiers. Ancestors of those soldiers who perished here have come forward to our group and have partnered with our group. It's a wonderful effort. We're not going to stop until the land is preserved. This is a big part of it. By purchasing wreaths at $15, $5 of that $15 comes back to our group to help with our preservation efforts, to help with our outreach. We're partnering with the government at all levels. We're holding events here together with the Historical Society and on our own. We're putting information out on our website, all in an effort to continue that full court press. So what I'd like to do now is, for those of you who purchase specific wreaths in honor of specific soldiers, or those of you who have been asked specifically by our group to lay wreaths, I'd like you to turn around and go to the table and find your wreath, and then we're going to lead a procession down Route 9 to the burial ground, and we'll be there at least within 10 or 15 minutes so that we can lay the wreath simultaneously. Okay? Thank you.